Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2, starting things off with the Zerg player in the blue, who goes by Mixu. And opposite him, the red Terran hero, it is Zero. A Terran versus Zerg showdown between some of the best of the rest of StarCraft 2 pro gamers. I noticed a few comments lately and a sentiment that, why do 1% of the pro players seem to play 99% of the games? Well, there's a very tournament-based reason for that, but it got me thinking maybe it's time to branch out just a little bit. So if you appreciate this, a bit more variety when it comes to the names on the screen and some more good games for the fans, it'd be awesome if you could smash that like button and maybe even subscribe. And Jimmy, what are we? What? 1,388 likes on this video, on this cast, and I'll cast another one. I'll probably do it anyways. I don't know what else I would do with my life. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. And hopefully it's about to get just a little bit better. Mixu with the backstabbing Lings early into 3-hatch to box out the Reaper. But the Reaper is not having it. He recognized the SCV scouted, but he tries to trap him up against the rocks. But the Zerglings stay in the trees or whatever little shrubbery is going on here. And almost get that first Reaper. Zergling speed is done. Mix it with the pool first. Zero feels that the life of his Reaper, well, the life of the Reaper man is always intense, but also short when it comes to dealing with Zergling speed. So, gets in. The drones stop right there. Criminal scum. Citizens arrest, and the drone strike is enough to take out that Reaper. Zero lining up the 1-1-1 behind. And just to be clear, this is from the ESL Weekly Cups. The later rounds as well. Just both these two players, top grandmaster, and considered, at least on some tier, professional. Just probably not going to be beating Dark in a best of 69. Though, there's not too many people on that list. Cloak Banshee is the choice. Looks like the standard fare to kick things off on Site Delta. A Roach Warren on the way, 4-minute mark. Right on time for kind of a defensive Roach timing. Not really worried too much about getting any damage done early. Probably suspecting the Cloak Banshee as the choice. And the Hellions are headed out. First 4 Hellions, already a bit of a weird start because of Mixu's pull first. Denying any opportunity to poke out until you have enough Hellions to get through the Zerglings, assuming there are any Evo Chamber, but the Hellions just slip in. Brenda, you had one job! This is not just on me, Susan. And Karen, too. She was here. 7 drones lined up and roasted immediately. Though Mixu has plenty to fall back on. It was actually a starport before 3rd command center from Zero, making sure that he gets the Banshees out as quickly as possible, probably suspecting some sort of shenanigans, as pool first lends itself to it. But another round of Hellions coming in. He didn't really lose any in that last exchange. Tries the Evo Chamber block again, but oh my god, it's a disaster. The drones incinerated. 10 more of them, 16 in total, and 4 of the Hellions just drive right past. A drive-by roasting. Road speed is on the way, but Zero getting more than he ever could have dreamed of. And the Banshees are in place to preemptively deny any attempts from the Roaches. He cloaks the Banshees, though I'm not sure Mixu is going to be surprised or incapable of dealing with it. I think it was more of a reflex there to cloak them rather than any sort of strategery behind it. But microing, killing several more drones. And Mixu keeps replacing them, but it continues to slow him down. The Queen, almost trapped in a prison of its own design with those Evo Chambers. More Queens coming up. Targets. Nice dodge. All right. I know everyone's upset, but we don't need to take it out on each other. It's the Terran's fault. You're right, Brenda. I'm sorry. I know. Overseer not target anymore, but the 4th base, no cancel from Mixu. A rough start, but he still has 64 SCVs behind. Part of the reason this has done so much damage is he's been so recklessly greedy. And it's going to be down to 0 to keep the pressure on, to take advantage of the time he's bought here. Because Mixu still was building those rounds of drones. Now supply blocked a bit as well, but the first medevacs are coming out. And that should signal a marked increase in pressure, aka a bunch of dudes with drugs and guns loading up into the medevacs and boosting across the map. A whole bunch of roaches at home. Mixu actually adding in +1 melee attack, so clearly intent on shifting into that Ling Bane style. Not too long from now. Overseer coming in, we'll see the production ramping up. And one Marine actually just walked across. A little embarrassing that he got there at the same time, but targeting down the 4th base, an objective, but not one he's going to be able to achieve. The double medevac backs off. Infantry, weapons, and armor level 1 completed. Mixu still adding drones. Doesn't have a baneling nest yet, but working on those melee attack upgrades. The Overseer will be chased down. There's a changeling. Hey, guys! Oh. Infestor's already on the way. Burrow, baneling nest as well. As the medevacs trying and mostly failing to keep the Zerg contained. The creep spread is halfway across the map. Quite efficient as well. But the Terran army is coming together. Some Hellbats from the surviving Hellions. 0 with 93 army supply. And he's got the upgrades as well. But the Zerglings get into the 3rd. The wall is optimistic at best. And 5 SCVs dead. Able to pull back with the rest. Roach Ravager spotted the army, but will it be in position to actually stop it before the 4th base goes down? Zerglings coming back around. That is a lot of Marines. The Queen's gunned down. And the hatchery is soon after. But Infestor catches some of this. The spreads are good. More Infestors walking forward. And Corrosive Bile knocks out a few of the siege tanks. Actually clips a medevac on the way out as well. But 0... 160 to 154 supplies. Certainly a decent place to be. Does he have a 4th command center? No 4th command center for 0, so that's a saving grace for Mixu that he doesn't necessarily know about. There isn't an easy transition off of this. He's doing the Octo-Rags timing. 8 barracks. And 64 SCVs. Just enough to be mining comfortably off that 3rd base and not trying to progress any further. Well, until this point. He's adding SCVs, he's adding a 4th command center. Whips out the corrosive bells, knocks out a siege tank. The Infestors regathering energy. Marines are pre-splitting. 2-2 is about to complete, it's not there yet. The Infestors are still about 10 seconds off the Fungals. Banelings do not have speed. Hive is completed, the Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. A lot of things are coming together now. Now, Fungal's way off the mark. Corrosive Bile's optimistic. Marines wade through it, looking for more. Another Fungal. That one catches a big group of Marines, but the siege tanks are getting a lot of damage done. Takes out a medevac with more Corrosive Bile. More Infestors on the way. The Marines are standing their ground and gunning down the Ravagers, but he gets a double kill. Medevac and siege tank. 0. Oh, no! Well, taking out his own Zerglings as well. As well as the siege tank. So far, 0. Keeping the pressure on, but losing a lot of his units to do so. He's going to be left with just Marines and a few tanks as the Ultralists join production. So, with no chitinous plating, they can be killed by the Marines, but once they get that extra armor, it's almost impossible. You need Marauders, you need Ghosts, you need Liberators. Marines aren't gonna cut it. The Banshees are back! They've been sitting idly by, but now finally, They have returned. Somehow, the Banshees returned. Meanwhile, the Marines looking for the 4th base. Medevac. Oh, accidental pickup. Banshees back off. And now Ultras on the field. Is there a Ghost Academy? No. Zero is just now taking his 4th. Working on 3-3. Mixu clearly playing for the later game composition, whereas Zero is just smashing out this Marine Marauder tank. Another wave of corrosive bile. Knocks out one siege tank. Chitinous plating is not done. Zergling counterattack. Still didn't fully wall off the 3rd base, but looking for it. And the Queen's transfusing the Ultras as they cleave through the Bio Army. Some of the Ultras caught off to the side, caught between a rock and a hard place. And now the siege tanks doing a lot of damage, but the SCV's under fire. Most of them were able to evacuate. There's a planetary at the 4th. And gets... Oh, no! He gets the hatchery, but caught by a massive fungal. And now Mixu just overruns the field. Brenda, you know why why did the infestors name a spell after me? Susan, what are you talking about? They named it Fun Gal. Ultras headed towards the north. Changelings? Oh, I thought for a second would somehow apply to this, but the changelings are gunned down, except for one who stands very still, as Terran vision is based on movement. It's actually kind of true, but the banelings spotted by the Banshees, and Banshees will be able to deny it. So is Zero holding on to his bases for now. 250 Zerglings dead so far. Plus 3 Carapace, plus as well as infantry weapons level 3 completed. Viper throws out a parasitic bomb and doesn't quite split the Banshees in time. They both will be going down. Meanwhile, an Ultra and 3 Ravagers will be taken out as well. Tries to dodge out, clips one Ravager, another one. Ultra's up the center. Liberator's looking for an opportunity. The planetary is all on its own. And the SCVs, well, the SCVs actually get a good angle to repair. And uh-oh, the Ultras getting chased out by the Bio Army. Try to turn around. Marauder's micro back, but navigating the thin path to not actually killing this planetary. And unfortunately for Mixu, he loses half a dozen Ultralisks and doesn't get the planetary. Actually, he's lost 11 Ultras. One, he built and lost 11 Ultras in like 2 minutes, which is an impressive feat, but there's 5 more on the way. More Zerglings, looking for the 3rd. The Bulwark still holding. Huge fungal, but not enough to outright kill these units. The medevacs themselves out of energy and running out of HP. Mixu can't seem to hold on to a 4th base, and Zero can't seem to hold on to any of his mining locations, though the command centers will stay intact. Mixu expanding like a Brood War Zerg now, just going to the corner. Though, that actually wouldn't be a crazy expansion if he had kept his 4th base alive, but here we are. Down 30 supplies, Zero. I don't know if he noticed the Zerglings burrowing. A bunch of the army. Oh no, the move command! Oh, who's flanking who though? Parasitic bomb fungal combo. Gonna take out most of the medevacs. Mixu making good work happen with those infestors. Not going perfectly, but well enough. Planetary Fortress now. Planetary has 18 kills, and I think some of those may have been Ultralisks, which is quite a feat. Speaking of feet, the Queen's tiptoeing back onto the creep, trying to replace some of it. It's mostly receded. There are only 3 orbitals. We don't see... Well, neither player has really maxed out at all during this entire game, as they've just been beating on each other. Ultras chewing through the rocks, but the Bio Army, because of the lack of creep, Mixu had no idea this army was moving down to the south. And now, just loses that hatchery. Though he is mining from the top right corner now. So, he's got that going for him, which is nice. Alright. Well, tries to line up some snipes. The Ultras get some pretty good surface here. The Marauders, though, well spread out. The Terran army holding its ground. Parasitic bombs wipe the medevacs out of the sky. Whereas the Terran army knocks the Ultras into the ground. A rough fight for both sides. Infestors coming up. Only one Ultra remains. The rest of the army's kind of trickling in. The Fungals come out, but he can't close the distance. And the Bio army is going to take out the northern base. Lings and Banes rolling into the planetary. Easily taking it down. The Banelings are all used in taking down that base. The Ultra has to retreat. The Liberator now has nothing to protect. Down goes one base, and Ultra coming the wrong direction. And dunks its head in the sand, forces out a scan. But in the end, another Ultra. I don't know whether, is this a campaign mission? You've got 3 medevacs, and you have to micro against all this, but he kind of pushes him into the base in the top right corner. So now Mixu will be able to chase it down, but Zero is very aware of that base existing. Mixu's been making a lot of work happen with a relatively minimal amount of Zerg supply. Though Infestors and Ultras in the right place at the right time can be incredible. Obviously, the wrong place is wherever the ghosts are, though, unfortunately, as a few more get exploded by those ghost snipes. And the drop came back for more, and he may just be able to take out the base. Nope, picks it up, but now it's a liability more than a benefit. Wait, Infestors! Ghosts! Infestors again! The ghosts take out the Vipers. The Infestors EMP'd. Lucky to be alive for now. Well, I spoke too soon. No concussive shells. You might notice it now. Honestly, one of the most common mistakes. But no concussive shells means that some of the Infestors may escape. Of course, concussive shells doesn't work against massive units, like in this case, Ultralisk or your mother. So, 4 more Ultras on the way. And, well, somehow, we're back down to 130-something supply, as Mixu has been able to thin out the Terran army and hold on to at least some mining. That base in the top right bought enough time to get 2 more bases up, what you'd usually consider the 4th and 5th, and will be again. Same for Zero, who's now taking his southern base, a Serral Fester underneath, burrowed, looking for an opportunity to hit that money fungal. No turrets anywhere nearby. Pops the Infestor up, but he spots the army. Sensor tower is there. Another base will be sniped off by the drops. Well, actually, I think he just ran across, but the idea stands. Hatchery down. Canceled. And actually, getting every mineral really does matter right now, as neither player is maxed out and neither player has much of a bank. Zero actually has a little bit of extra gas there, but as Terran, there's not much you can do with that at this point. Alright, another planetary going to be hit. The SCVs are pulled in, but the Ultras will cleave them in twain. And that planetary lining up some snipes. Ultras may be overstaying their welcome. Well, they also were never welcome, so by default, but 450 Zerglings, 23 Ultras, but Zero is starting to scramble. He's running out of options, and 10 Ghosts, 4 Liberators, but most of the Liberators are on the other side. Parasitic Bomb catches some medevacs. They may just go down outright. The Fungal may finish off the rest. He's trying to drop out. What do you think is going to happen, sir? Oh, my. An absolute disaster in the sky, as 2 more near-fall medevacs go down. Four Marauders. That's it. That's the whole, well, surrounded and killed by Zerglings. 3 hatcheries on the way, as Mixu expands everywhere he can. The Zerg army coming together. Infestors, Vipers, Queens, and the Ultras with so many Banelings. Picks up and gets out. Base at half HP, but Zero now forced further and further onto his side of the map as Mixu starts to consolidate his forces. He's got 193 supply. We may actually see one of these players max out. Another fight. The Viper's trailing behind. The Infestor. He may have forgotten. No! The Viper's a little late to the party. The punishment is death. And here, well, all right, the Ultras and Banelings are coming through. The Terran army is piecemeal, making its way back to defend. The Liberators are just taking pot shots at everything, as there's essentially no anti-air here at all. But he just runs right by the Liberators, forces a pickup on whatever units can make it into medevacs. More Liberators come up. Ultra's just waltzing through yet again. And a few snipes, takes out one more Ultra, looking to line up a couple more. Gets the shots off. Almost takes out another Ultra. The Liberator's still doing damage. Ultra's rampaging. Wherever they go, there's either a Venn diagram of freedom or sniper rifles looking to pincushion them. And somehow Mixu turns a 30 supply lead into a 30 supply deficit, just like that. So, like and subscribe to my 5-piece seminar in order for me to tell you how to A-move Ultras poorly. I don't... If you're feeling like a very old man... Shallow cut. Mixu down to 100 supply as he managed to lose another... Wait, do we have the battle report? Oh my. 8 Ultras, 100 Zerglings, 5 Infestors for 3 tanks, 19 Marines, and 6 Ghosts. And in total cost, almost double lost for the Zerg. But Zero? Well, actually, Zero still has an okay amount of SCVs. 46 SCVs. He has Cloak for Banshees, not Ghosts. The Zerglings are already inside the house. Zero managed to get a dropout. Mixu expanded to the bottom left corner. Everything, everywhere, all the time is the order of the day. Another drop, a secondary drop was loaded up and joined the first drop. And now there aren't even enough units to put in the medevacs. Some of the medevacs just showed up out of solidarity or a misclicked move command, either way. But 2 bases are knocked out, but there are 2 fresh ones, including the bottom left corner. So, but another drop. Liberators just kind of looking every which way. More Ghosts picked up. Planetary picked up. SCVs. Another Ghost. So many Ghosts have died. 10 Ghosts, 11 Ghosts. The scan. Yep, those are Zerglings. Meanwhile, more Zerglings coming in. Just streaming it across the map. Accidental Thaddeus, the accidental Cyclone, is in production. Or maybe he's going to go Mass Cyclone. I don't know. As both players are at the absolute limit here. 669 average APM for Mixu and rising. Zero with a respectable 340. Now, you can make your arguments as to how useful that APM is. But so far, Zero struggling to fight back against the entire map of Zerg. Though Mixu is struggling to actually close this out, as he just can't seem to find that decisive fight that makes Zero tap out. The Zerglings, Planetary, Infestor also at point-blank range. Liberators will siege up. The Planetary finally dies. Parasitic Bomb on the Liberators. Armies continue moving all over the map. Ghost Cloak is on the way. Did he ever get concussive shells? No. Which does seem like it's adding up over time. That concussive shells is not a huge deal, but against small groups of units can be a real help. 21 SCVs dead. He just canceled several Ultras in the bottom left corner. There are now 2 Cyclones with the army. It almost looks like a plan, though it has to have been a miss. I don't know. Maybe he likes the Cyclones. I don't think so. Spore Crawler knocks out some of the medevac. More Zerglings. Just Zerglings. 100 Zerglings on the field. There's a siege tank here. There was a siege tank here. The Zerglings running through the center. There's no wall anymore at the natural. Still one to the main. Has to drop back at home to defend. No building armor. No high-sec auto-tracking. None of those fancy upgrades. As Zero has not maxed out this entire game. He hasn't had that iron bank that you've been looking for at the late game Terran versus Zerg stage. Instead, he's holding on by the skin of his fancy Terran teeth in order to maintain anything resembling a map presence, whereas Mixu is present everywhere on the map. All right, things calm down kind of momentarily. Liberators just kind of scattered throughout. Not sure what happened over there. It looked like a Terran building died. Was he floating a command center or something? There's a spore crawler was bleeding out. Their Zerglings burrowed across the field. And the Bio Army, well, Expeditionary Force, another stim. You guys gotta stop at some point. The drones, yeah, sure, the drones are gonna fight. He burrows. Is he really gonna try to target the drones? He thought about it. It's kind of a reflex when you see Zerg units burrow. Doesn't matter if you can kill them. They should be scanned. Mixu is maxed out again. But, wait, does he even have a Spire? No, no Spire. I'm surprised we haven't seen the Liberators heading out like this before, but finally find some space to do so. And there's no easy counter. He has one Ravager, which will eventually be enough. But the Bio Army, he's moving up to take this base, clears out the creep. The Queens, kind of on their own. If there was ever a time to notice you don't have concussive shells, it's when you're hitting Queens. 10 SCVs dead, but also 12 drones, I believe, to that single Liberator. What happened over here? These drones are long-distance mining for some reason. They're finally back to work. I'm, hurting myself in my own confusion. Zero is at 121 to 142 army supply. Are there infestors? There are 6 infestors out there. I'm not sure how many are anywhere close to this. Oh, wait. There's no detection. EMP hits every infestor, but parasitic bomb onto the Medivacs. He's just going with the ultras. Corrosive bile ends up hitting absolutely nothing. The Medivacs won't be killed in a single parabomb, but they will need to be repaired, which, as you know, is illegal in most Terran civilizations. Liberation is at hand. There are now 10 Liberators. He has so many Liberators. I don't know if he just unsieged them from all over the map. SCV refugees will make their way from the north side where they mined out the entire map. More Liberators are sieging up. Liberator in the top right corner, unsieged. It has 28 kills. And then will die to a Spore Crawler. Another Spore Crawler is bleeding out as it scampers across the field. Actually, he's able to reposition it. The Hero Liberator will survive for now until Robbie the Spore Crawler outflanks him. And that will be the end of the 28-kill Liberator. But there's another one. I guess a lot of it was probably larva, but let's not minimize its efforts. Camping that base. Mixu has the map, but Zero has carved out quite a chunk of it for himself. The Zerglings gunned down. 800 Zerglings dead. More Ultras. Lines up the snipes. Oh my. The Olympic rings of liberation will make it very difficult, but he does take out the planetary. We just have to ask ourselves the question, at what cost? Spire is finally on the way for Mixu, who's going to attempt Broodlords, maybe? 5 more Ultras. Another Bio Army comes swinging in to the center base. Zero knocks it out. Mixu keeps expanding like he's the hard AI. Just any base that currently doesn't have a base at it. Alright, we're gonna try it. There's Liberators scattered throughout. Another drop to the left, a drop to the right. But Ultra's up the center. Oh no, the Bio Army's all clumped up. But he doesn't quite land the fungal. He will take out the planetary. Gotta be careful not to hit your own ultras. Another drop heads north. Wait, another drop. But wait, there's more. Wait, no, there are two drops here. It's drop o'clock. Two bases taken out. 3, 2. No, he doesn't focus it. And the ultras cleave through the rest. Still no concussive shells. Just on your concussive shell watch. Wait, the medevacs are all in the red, but none of them quite dead, though a strong gust of wind would potentially wipe out most of the Terran army. Meanwhile, Bio Army, Ghosts, line up their shots, parasitic bomb, fungals coming through. Ghosts getting a lot of damage, but so are the ultras. But wait, no, the rally point, it's a disaster for Zero. His supply, well, it's not as bad as that really wasn't that bad. Well, now he loses a medevac with either Marauders or Ghosts in it. Mixu, still with 7 Ultralisks. The Zerglings just slowly but surely chewing through the base. 0. Adrenal glands clearly present. The upgrades. Only 3/3 main attack and defense upgrades and +1 mech weapons. As neither player has had any space to get any of the late game options. Finally, Mixu tries to prove me wrong by putting on +1 ranged attack. It feels like Mixu has the momentum, but he's also lost. Oh, Brendan, no! They angle slightly away. The drones are headed to the base that Zero is currently slaughtering. Lucky for them, they didn't get the order for until a little bit later. And is gonna knock out that top right corner as well. More drones on the run. Mixu only has 38 drones. Wait, what happened? The medevacs, though. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, this is very bad. Oh no, it's a disaster! The entire army! He actually won Marine! Big Gabe is the only one left. Oh, a single Marine. Ah! And the ultras are coming up the ramp. Chewing through the depots. What does Zero have left? Well, the main base will fall. There's still a handful of Marine Marauders. Yeah, these guys over here, these dudes. They're still going. And 1/6 of Mixu's economy is over here as well. What? Where did the ultras go? Did he just lose ultras? No, they pulled back, and the Liberators are able to save the main. Another base taken. Mixu trying to creep drop, but it's not going to be enough in time. The Liberators protecting this base, and the Corruptors think about flanking them, but the Ghosts line up their snipes and will severely discourage it. He's starting a planetary while the creep is dropping on top of it, which he can do, he can't land it again if he's so inclined. But that's kind of how planetaries work anyways. The mules are finally dropping. How many orbitals are even left? There are 5 orbitals on the field. Drones continuing to transfer. 76 drones have died. 101 SCVs, but 898 Zerglings and 34 Ultralisks. Liberator. Finally yanking out some of those. No, get over here. Actually, the Liberators keep trying to run away. A bit late on the repair. Another Liberator on the mineral line. Single Corruptor and a Spore Crawler. Probably going to try to siege up this base, see what he can get. Corruptor is right-clicked on it, but he might get a couple more kills. Corruptor is actually quite impotent against Liberators, especially without any upgrades. Ends up killing 5 drones before going down. The Bio Army, he spots the Infestor, throws out a fungal. It's far too late. Marines trickling out of the few barracks that were... Actually, all the barracks remain. Didn't... He got very close. He knocked down the door and then left the rest of the production alone. Mixu has re-expanded, but his place on the map... The mini-map doesn't really tell the story, as 30 drones is not a booming economy. In fact, 0 has the economic advantage, such as it is. And we're not even that close to mining out because they've been so diligent about murdering each other that there's still plenty of minerals left on the map. So it's getting... Oh no, the corruptors! And the medevacs over... I don't know why there are medevacs over here. I'm not sure either player does, but the corruptors knocked down. And... Well, how many liberators left? 3 of them. Ah... They can't kill each other. Another Liberator siege is up. Spore Crawler chasing it down in the most epic duel. Siege, unsiege, burrow, unburrow. A little late for that one. Only Spore Crawler's got some sort of attack upgrades. The Ultras. There's 9 ghosts on the field, but 10 Ultras. And those numbers do not check out, but more drones will die. This is a horrible angle here for somehow both sides. The ghosts line up their shots. He has enough snipes to probably get through the Ultras if he could actually line them up. And the Overseer somehow survives. Another medevac down. Infestor just underneath this whole army. 153 to 143 supply as they work on the... Wait, what? There's another base. Drones popping out. Under duress. Zerglings trying to cut off... Well, really anything can cut off reinforcements at this point. He still has a Liberator in the main. Ultra. Some real overkill. I thought it was a graphical glitch, but it was mules dropping from the sky onto this base, bringing 0, well, back to mining once again. A cloaked ghost in the main is all that's left to defend it. He's trying to bring some units back. Oh my. The income, though, at this exact moment. Oh, the Mule Canyon is opened up. The Ghost Academy is dying. Well, it's burning, at least. See if he's able to finish it off. The rest of the army... Another ghost caught. A single Overseer seems like a bit of an undercommitment at this stage. Another Ghost Academy on the way, but the Ultras are already on top of it. Never got building armor or high-sec auto-tracking. Ghost lining up more shots. Gonna take out another Ultra or 2. And, well, Fungal, another group of units caught. The reinforcements cut off in between the bases. And the Ghosts. Ready to line up some more shots. Up to the high ground. Oh. Scanning for infestors. There's still 5 orbitals. Another infestor. He actually went into scan range at the last second there. Not sure 0 noticed. 0 has 2,000 minerals in the bank now. And a decent amount of gas as he's mining off that bottom left corner. He's going to mine it out pretty quick with the amount of mules he's dropping. And we're slowly but surely getting to the point we got to think about how much is left on the map. Not quite yet, though, as another base will be targeted and another base will be taken down by the Ultras. 0 not able to keep tabs on the army as well as he'd like. And now losing pretty much his only mining location. There are a handful of patches left. Mixu only has 32 drones, so his income is terrible. 0 only has like 4 mineral patches, so his income is terrible. These two things are not the same, but they have the same result. Liberator siege is up. The dancing. Oh my god. All right. Dun 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 dun. He's retaking the base. There's a Zergling under there, which is far too cute to land on. So it must be murdered instead. Ultras, Ravagers. "40 minutes in, their tanks unsieged in the main." Oh no. I mean, unsieged tanks might be better against the Ultras in this scenario. Burrows the Ultra, gets the reflexive scan. Revolving door of Ravagers missed their shots. Oh no. And the shot. Oh no, there's no detection, and the firing squad lines up an armor-piercing volley and knocks out another wave of Ultras. But at the same time, the Zerglings and an Ultra cleared out the bottom left corner. Both players down to 33 workers apiece. As the slaughter continues, we've reached 1,000 Zerglings killed. Well, it somehow at an impasse where neither player seems capable of outright killing the other. The ghost count has grown again. He's at a dozen of them. The Queen's, Brenda! We've arrived! Yeah, a bit late, Susan. Lines up some more shots. Nine drones and 4 SCVs dead. Mixu is now mining from what could be considered Zero's base. Is there a greater spire? Where is the spire? No, he has not yet made his spire great again. The command center almost dead. A mule being pulled to repair it. He's gonna try to save it. He will not succeed. There are 5 orbital commands left. $150 to $130 supply, and they're both still mining, is the crazy part of this. Another base. There's 2 mineral patches. I don't know how much is left in the gas. It's gonna be overrun. 700, 200. The Ghost Liberator Army, though. Something surprisingly coherent. The orbitals are flying across the map. Wait, where are you going? Does he know where he's going? Oh my. Refugee Terran mode. He's given up on mining. Now we're in a full and committed... Rarely do we see a base trade quite like this, where he is acknowledging this is it. All of my orbital commands. The problem with floating all of your orbital commands is now burrowed infestors are a serious danger. He's going to try to mine from the top right corner. I think he's correctly... No, but wait! The orbitals are vulnerable to corruptors! Parasitic bomb! Does he have enough to repair? He does. The Liberator's taking a lot of damage from Parasitic Bomb. Repairing costs 1/4 of the price of a unit or building. Oh my, here we go. Well, Ultras, Ravagers, the buildings forming quite a blocker. The Queens providing anti-air support. The Ghosts lining up a lot of shots. And this impromptu deserted city battlefield we've decided on. Zero, it looks like it's bad for Zero, but he has Ghosts, which are terrifying for the Zerg. And the supply keeps getting closer and closer. Both of them barely at more workers than they started with. A single missile turret on the way. A full 1/6 of Zero's economy is now coming back across the map. The creep spread. The tanks are lined up on the inside while the bases are on the outside, which kind of feels backwards. Factories lifted over. The barracks are still in the main if he's looking for more architectural inspiration. Widow Mines. Are those the first Widow Mines of the game? Gotta appreciate a man of principle. And he never got concussive shells. And you know what? I'm willing to say at this point, it has changed the game. The amount of marauders, he's lost 99 okay, no concussive shells. Such a small thing that it adds up. How many of these fights would have gone 10% better for Zero if he had that upgrade? Literally the cheapest one. Whips out some more fungals. The ghosts are a real problem. There is no neural parasite for Mixu. Quite an oversight as well. Fungaling the ghosts or neural parasiting the ghosts might be the ticket. "47 minutes in, and it's closer than it's been the entire game. Those marauders! You can't let that, you really don't want to let that one go! Oh no, the transfuses! He's baiting out the snipes! But the ghosts, the exchange. They both know. The Greater Spire is on the way. Brood Lords. As an endgame choice. He barely has enough money for more than one or two of them. Transfusing the base. The queens have to sew it back together again. The knitting crew doing their best. Zero is mining from this location. There's only a few hundred minerals left. And the base! Brenda! What a save! Well, no, the base dies. And he drops mules, not as a BM move, but in a desperate need of any mineral patches. He's gonna drag those minerals home. And that might allow him to line up some shots and actually kill an Ultra. Zero has taken the supply lead at the 48-minute mark as he long-distance mines with mules. They'll have to schlep it back home. But 3 Brood Lords. That is it. It might... This game has... There's been no time. The crazy part about this game is usually in games this long, you'll have a lull in the action for me to get real meta with the commentary of, wow, this game is so long and so hard. But this game has been so action-packed from pretty much the first aggression to now that I haven't had that moment. It hasn't been perfect. Far from it. But it could all end here, one way or another. The ghosts on the back line. Just 3 Brood Lords working through one of the orbitals. It goes down. There's still a dozen ghosts, but 5 infestors and any amount of Brood Lords. The Widow Mines and the Siege Tab. The production tab has been useless for a while now. 2 more Brood Lords on the way. How do you still have minerals at this base? This base was taken out so many times by Zero. He still somehow has minerals. About 500-600 left. Oh, and he's mining again from the left side of the map. There's still a few thousand over here. He's got enough. Well, actually, no, wait. Zero took this base. We've traded all the way around the map. It's not even really a base trade. It's just... I don't know. It's not... Creep tumors of both varieties. Trying to push forward. The armies. 5 broods now. 4 ultras remain. How many ultras has he? He's lost 43 ultras. The Brood Lords microing back. Those marauders. Without concussive shell, I might add. Oh, trying to line up some shots. Snipes out 1 Overseer. If he gets all the detection, he might be able to just turn this around. Snipes out some of the Broods. Down to 3. A couple more. Brood Lords, though, raining down. And the Siege tanks doing their part to kill the Ghosts as well. The Broodlord Infestor, a Thor, is in production for 0. Both players have somehow rebuilt at least one mining base of income between this. Mixu's still at 18 drones. Floating barracks. A barracks lord here for vision. So that way he doesn't have to scan. The ghosts are out of energy. They only have a couple more snipes. Get over here! The infestors, the queens, but they can't transfuse off a creep. Ah! And the broodlords are starting to get real value. The broodlord infestor. The orbital command will lift. One of the last siege tanks. Thors are slowly but surely making their way onto the field. But it's looking less and less likely. Those broodlords, if he gets too far forward, it could be disastrous. Lines up a wave of snipes. Looking for the fungals. Gets a couple. Ravagers miss their shots. The ultras. Mixu thinks his time is now. But the ultras are tripping on each other. And the Ravagers missed a lot of the shots. The Thor. Down to 69 supply, but that's not so nice for 0. He's desperate. He doesn't even have that much money for repair. He's dropping mules. He still has 4 orbitals, but you need the scans. The Thors, a real threat. Oh no, the Ultras keep getting trapped in. Another Ultra down 0. Trying to get... The unit count is nearing single digits. Ravagers looking to knock this down. 0 gonna lose another one of his orbitals. And he just gives it up. There's no more income though. He's just waiting for ghost energy. But they're still mining for Mixu. The Broodlords raining down. Micro's back a Thor. But I think Mixu has done it. The Broodlords and Infestors are just enough. Gee! 53 minutes with almost not a... Both players losing 69,000 minerals, 20,000 gas, nothing in the bank. I only think either player, Mixu maxed out like maybe once, twice throughout that entire game, is they just pummeled each other into oblivion. Mixu survives, and thus will be awarded the victory. A Pyrrhic one at that. 1,000 Zerglings, 46 Ultralisks, countless other unit. Well, you could count them, but I'm not going to. Well, there's a pretty prime example of the best of the rest. And while it's not the highest, I think you can tell a difference between, say, Dark versus Clem. But still, sometimes, evenly matched players make some of the best games for the fans. I hope you agree, and I hope it made your day a little bit better. Thank you for the suggestions, and thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you got the means of motivation, be awesome to check out Patreon or YouTube membership, but I hear liking and subscribing. It's still free, at least for now. See you next time. Good luck, have fun, stay chill.